I work as a janitor at Disneyland. I'm the only one that survived the mass murder. Did you know that there's a second hidden Disneyland beneath the real one? In the early years of the park, Walt himself decided he didn't like characters traveling through themed areas where they didn't belong. So he had an entire complex built beneath it. It mirrored every street, every ride, every land above it. The arrangement was designed to enable masked men to sneak around so well that your children never noticed, leaving you happy to foot the bill. Disney works very hard to keep its secrets. For the past 20 years, I've been cleaning up every type of mess that park visitors make. But even as a janitor, we have a very specific requirement to stay in character to maintain the Disney experience. It's a lot easier than you'd think, given the fact that we've been watching you from the very moment your tumbly got rumbly. There are cameras on you from the moment you're shepherded into a parking spot in the morning until the tram drops you off after the fireworks at night. Working at Disneyland is fine, as long as you know your place. I learned that pretty quickly. The first lesson sticks out in my mind. I'd been on the job just over a year when a distraught-looking couple came to me and asked where they should go to inquire about a missing child. I was in the zone immediately, leading them straight to the office on Main Street while explaining how park employees would have their daughter escorted through the underground passages directly into their waiting arms. Upon arriving at the office, I opened the door to let them inside, then turned around. I was only turned away for a few seconds, but when I turned back, they were gone. I was searching furiously for them when the head of security emerged, looking grim. I had gotten maybe 3 words out when he cut me off. "Everything is fine, Sid. The parents have been reunited with their son. It was a daughter." "That's right, their daughter. Why don't you take some time off? A week's paid vacation would give you enough time to visit Orlando. Did you know that park associates are entitled to complimentary park tickets and travel reimbursements? But it could be much longer than a week, Sid," he grumbled, with a note of very grave finality. I decided to take the plane tickets, but instead of doing the organized activities, I decided to do my own thing and go to the beach. The following few years, I continued my job as normal, doing pretty well for myself. I'd learned not to question the peculiar stuff that goes on here. I didn't question why our electric meters would occasionally record 10,000 megawatt hours used between closing at night and opening the next morning, even though everything seemed like it was turned off at night. There was no reason to ask why a dozen staff members frequently spent the night furiously cooking food that none of the night staff ever ate. I never inquired about why there was a yellow door in the passageway under Adventureland, or why I got vertigo every time I drove by it. And no one ever questioned the firm policy of distraught families that had been separated. They always said to just get them out of sight, saying it would break the Disney immersion if they were seen being distraught in public. That reason was always good enough for me. But the strangest thing ever to happen was just a couple of weeks ago. I was in the underground Disneyland, spending my break by trying to forget the poopy accident I'd had to fix in the Alice in Wonderland ride. A costumed Mickey Mouse came into the lounge, looked at me, then sat on the opposite couch with his legs crossed. I smiled, nodded, and tried to zone out, which is hard to do when a cartoon mouse is staring at you. And why was he still a mouse? The first thing that I do upon stepping off stage is to drop my smile, let out a fart, and ease into relaxation mode. Why wouldn't someone take the first opportunity to doff a ridiculous mouse head? I stared back. He didn't move. It wasn't pleasant. I wondered if he was stuck in the damn thing and obsessively started looking for seams in the costume, but I couldn't find any. My blood dropped a few degrees while my stomach turned over like a beached whale as I realized there were no openings in the costume. I mean, what the hell? Was this guy sewed directly into the outfit? Was the illusion that good? Could my very dull imagination actually have conjured up the belief in magic? And why was he just staring at me? That's weird as hell even without the fused cartoon mouse skin suit. Then it blinked. I don't mean the man inside the costume blinked. I mean those effing giant mouse eyes rolled over to me, locked onto my face, and the anthropomorphic cartoon rodent blinked its goddamn eyes. Adrenaline filled my veins and I immediately turned and ran into the hallway instead. I got a sudden burst of adrenaline-fueled energy when I heard rapid-fire footsteps behind me. I tried to outrun the thing, but my football glory days are a quarter century in the past, so that didn't work out very well. I think I made it about 300 yards before my burning lungs forced me to roll onto the ground and await my own untimely demise at the gloved hands of a mouse. But he didn't kill me. Through my blurred vision and desperate gasps, I was barely able to make out a very man-sized shape standing above. It was the head of security. He looked furious. Next to him was a man who looked vaguely familiar. He was tall, pale, and dressed in a gray suit with a fedora. He did not look like he'd been running at all. "Well, Sid," the head of security casually shouted, clearly less winded than I was. "How about we send you to Europe for this vacation?" A bit weird. They offered me a vacation when I'd done nothing to deserve it, really. But I'm in Italy now. A few days ago, I started reading about other people who were coming out online about their Disney experiences. I stopped being able to accept the denial that I had worked so hard to maintain. I also noticed that a lot of other people on my tour had connections to Disney, despite the fact we had never met before and were not part of a Disney-sanctioned tour. It seemed that we'd been gathered together on purpose, but someone clearly didn't want us to know what that purpose might be. It was a very odd situation at best, so I did exactly what I'd been taught to do. I separated myself from the situation. That's the best way to keep things clean. I didn't show up for the day trip to Genoa, and in doing so, I stayed away from the bridge collapse a few days back that killed everyone else in my tour group. I'm the only one left to tell my story, and that story will end with me making it very, very clear that I won't be going back home. I think I'll be much safer living anonymously in Europe. Disneyland is hiding something big, and their greatest strength is making you believe the magic isn't real.